I know. If you are returning, you so excited, you ready for the next reaction video. But if you're new, you're probably wondering what this channel about. I know you clicked on the thumbnail, but let me let you know. Today, we have a reaction video. On this channel, we do reaction videos. And based on you clicking on this video and you see me, because I see you right now, you like tea. Yup, over here the tea be so hot, I'm trying to tell you. So hit that subscribe button, join the family, and y'all, let's get started on today's reaction video. This video right here is part two of a young lady that I already have her other videos down in the description, so the link will be down there. But y'all, when I say the tea is hot, and I'm here with my part 2 of her story.
So part 7, when I was set up by my best friend to be unalived and shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. So I'm on the operating table. They done pumped me full of that good shit, y'all. And within seconds, I'm asleep. I'm knocked out. Meanwhile, outside, the hospital on swole, y'all. I'm talking about church on New Year's Eve swole. And if you've never been to church on New Year's Eve, first Friday at the club swole. And they got my family in a separate waiting area. But because nobody knows what happened to me, they just know that I was gunned down, you had to have a special code in order to get into this waiting area with my family. So now my family in this waiting area, and they going through it. My sisters and brothers crying, my daddy boo-hoo crying, my mama pacing, she praying, she on her hands and knees, begging the Lord, just spare my baby life and take mine instead. So by this time, they get a call, and my best friend has arrived, and they want to know if it's okay for them to give him the code and send him up. So without hesitation, y'all, my mama said, yes, give him the code, send him up. Because that's my best friend. And when he come in the room, my mama instantly hug him. He crying, she crying. She just asking him like, what happened? Did you see anything? Where were you at? Like, she want to know some details, because at this point, nobody knows anything except that I was with him and my cousin. So y'all, this child of God told my people that he didn't know what happened. He didn't see what happened. All he know is that when he went inside the trailer, he heard the shots, and when he came back outside, I was gone. And while he over there talking to my mama, my daddy pulled my little sister to the side, and he tell her, listen, he did this to my baby. He know what happened. I don't know why, but in my heart, I know he know what happened, and I know he did it. So I'm in surgery for hours, y'all. And the surgeon come out to give my family their first update. So she tells my family that, you know, right now we doing everything that we can to save her life. The situation is serious and she is critical. We can't make you any promises, and we don't know if we would be able to save her. But if we do save her, we don't think that we would be able to save the baby. And if we save her, we don't know what her quality of life would be. So they let my family know that I'm gonna need a health proxy, because over the next couple of days, some important decisions are gonna have to be made. And my mama and my daddy, they both stressing that they just can't do it. They couldn't make them type of decisions. So my little sister stepped up and she said, I'll do it. I got her. So the doctor go back into surgery, and my family's still outside waiting. While they waiting, my sister goes around and she kind of tell everybody in my family, listen, daddy think that this nigga had something to do with it. So y'all pay attention to him, okay? And my best friend, he acting kind of weird, because when he off by himself, he cool, he chilling. But anytime anybody say anything to him, this nigga go to Keith Sweat, Johnny Gill, snot nose, crocodile, tear crying, y'all. I'm talking about putting on in that bitch for my people. So the doctor's fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my life. My family praying for my life. And this fuck nigga ain't here putting on. So after a couple hours passed, the doctor come out and she let my family know, hey, we've done everything that we could do for her up until this point. It's really up to her whether she makes it through the night. So I'm out of surgery, but they couldn't close me up because my body wasn't strong enough to finish some of the surgeries that they had to do. So they put me in an isolation room where nobody could come inside because my stomach was still open. They let my family know, hey, you guys can go home for the night. There's nothing else that we can do here. But my mama and daddy stressing, we ain't leaving. We staying. But my little sister, she leaves. And when she leaves, she don't go home. She goes straight to the police department. So when she goes to the police department, she lets them know, hey, listen, my sister best friend was involved. You guys need to look into them. And then that's when the police began investigating my best friend. So over the next couple of days, I end up having 2 more surgeries. And when I'm finished with these surgeries, I end up on a ventilator because my lungs had collapsed. So now, every day, they're trying to wean me off this ventilator. But every time they try to take me off the ventilator, I'm not breathing on my own. So after a couple of days, they go to my family and they like, hey, listen, it's about time to make one of those tough decisions that we were talking about. Because we trying to take her off this ventilator and she's not breathing on her own and she can't stay on this ventilator forever. So maybe it's time for you guys to start making some type of arrangements. And my little sister is like, hell no, we ain't doing that. We gonna give her some time to fight. Her life ain't over yet. So while all this is going on, the police have started their investigation into my friend. So now they have obtained a search warrant for my best friend's home. And when they go to serve the search warrant on my best friend's home, they find all type of shit in his house, y'all. None of it was related to my shooting, but all of it was illegal. So Buddy got booked that day. He was on his way to the county. So now my best friend is booked and everybody's shocked. But my family is still focused on my survival. So it come a time where they like, okay, we need to take her off this ventilator. We've given her some time and you guys need to make a decision. So my mama, my sister, and my daddy sit down and they decide that they're gonna take me off the ventilator. And if I make it, I make it. But if I don't, then that's all God's plan. So the day that they take me off the ventilator, it's my mama, my daddy, my sisters, my brother, and my godmama in the room. So they take the tube out my throat, y'all. And when they take the tube out my throat, I go to gasping for air, like gasping. I'm pulling at the tubes, like I'm in that bitch acting crazy. So they had to sedate me. So over the next couple of days, I'm heavily sedated, y'all, because every time I come up out this sedation, I'm acting a fool. But while I'm heavily sedated, I keep asking for like pen and paper. I'm doing like this. And when they give me the pen and paper, I keep scribbling my homeboy name and the enforcer's name the best that I can on these papers. So my sister take these papers and she take them to the police department. And she's stressing, I don't know who this is, the enforcer, but you guys need to start looking into him too. So they start an investigation on the enforcer. So now because of my scribblings, the police are requesting that the hospital come down off the sedation because they need to talk to me. Because y'all, they was pumping me full of that good shit. I was loopy. I don't remember much of that time when I was on the sedation, but I remember bits and pieces. But I was totally out of it, y'all. So when I started to come up out the sedation, I can barely talk because I've had this tube in my throat for like a week or so now. But it's me, my mama, my daddy, and my sister in the room. And one of the first questions I have when I become coherent is, did my baby make it? And they was like, yeah, your baby made it. So I'm crying at this point. I'm crying, I'm thanking God. But y'all, while I'm sitting there, I'm realizing my body feels so weird. Like, what's wrong? I can't feel my legs, y'all. Like, I totally can't feel my left leg at all. But my right leg is like tingling, like it's asleep. Y'all, I'm paralyzed in my left leg. I can't feel nothing at all. And I'm gonna cut it right now, and y'all got to come back for part 9. And this was a 10-minute video, guys.
How can a person set up another person to be killed and come up to the hospital just to check to see if that person made it or not? Or what the heck going on? Are you crazy? Do you not know that the cops, family members, and everything at this point is trying to figure out who the fuck did it and whether they're gonna come to the hospital or not? And when certain stuff like this happen, they usually have the hospital like on lockdown. So this had to be like, yeah, what in the world? But they probably did have it on lockdown, but the mama said let him up because she didn't know what was going on. But baby, that daddy was on it. That daddy was clocking it. He was like, yeah, watch him. And that sister, don't play about her sister. She definitely went to the police. That's what I'm talking about. Let's continue, y'all. Didn't I tell you the tea was hot?
Part 8, when my best friend set me up to be unalived and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. Okay, y'all, so I want to explain something that I did not touch on in part 7. My cousin had absolutely no idea what had been going on over the last couple of weeks between my best friend, me, and my homeboy. The only thing she knew was that she was going with me to catch a play. She didn't know that it was the best friend's play or anything like that. And when we got to the hospital, the police took her and took her for questioning. So when my family reached the hospital, they did not see her at first. The first person that they saw was my best friend. That's why they had so many questions for him. And when they finished questioning my cousin, she was allowed to go in with my family. And that is when they questioned my best friend. But he told them the same thing he told my family. He went inside the trailer, he heard the shots, and when he came outside, I was gone. So I'm laying there, I'm crying. I just found out that I'm paralyzed. And I'm just boo-hoo crying. And my mama is like, girl, hush, you alive. That's all that matter. I'd rather you be in a chair than me have to come visit you at your gravesite every day. And I'm telling her, like, Ma, I am happy that I'm alive, but I'm paralyzed. Like, what I'm going to do without my legs? Like, how am I going to take care of my children? Like, I live a carefree lifestyle. Like, I can't be confined to a chair. So my parents and my sister, they trying to comfort me, and I'm getting worked.
It's crazy because we do things to like survive, like pay bills and all that stuff, but we never think in the future of what could possibly happen to us. So she's at this point in shock.
So I'm like, can I get some water? Can somebody give me some water? Because I ain't had nothing to drink since before I got shot or to eat. I'm hungry. So the nurse that's in the room tell me that I can't have anything to eat or drink. So my first mind goes to, okay, I'm NPO. So I'm like, well, what procedure do I have to have now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's next? So she tells me that I can't have anything to drink or eat because my esophagus was bust during the shooting. One of the bullets bust my esophagus, and I have a feeding tube in my side. So I'm like, a feeding tube? Like, anybody know me know I love food. So now I can't eat either. So like I just start crying even more. So I'm like, what else is wrong with me? Like, just tell me what's going on. So the nurse go to running down all my injuries. I'm paralyzed. I can't eat or drink through my mouth. I got a feeding tube. I lost my spleen. I had damage to my liver. I had half of my stomach taken. And then she says that I lost a portion of my small intestine and my large intestine. So when she tell me that I done lost pieces of my intestines, I instantly go to flipping out. I'm like, so I got a shit bag? Like, I gotta walk around with a shit bag in my purse for the rest of my life? And I don't know why she thought that that was a kiki laugh moment, but baby giggled. And she was like, no, you don't have a colostomy bag. You only lost portions of it. You're still able to function that way normally. Because, baby, I was flipping out. Like, what I supposed to have my lip gloss, my chapstick, and a shit bag in my purse for the rest of my life? It's already bad enough that I'm in this chair. So the nurse tell my family that she think it's best that they go home and let me rest for the night. So over that night, y'all, I'm stewing. I have experienced every emotion you can think of. I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm depressed. Like, I'm just all over the place. I couldn't sleep. So the next morning, it's maybe about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and I get a knock on the door. I'm thinking that it's the doctors and the nurses and stuff like that coming in to, you know, give me my medicines or flip me or anything like that because I can't move. Y'all, why the black nurse come walking through the door? I seen that lady, y'all, and I was so happy to see that lady. Like, my smile on my face got so big. And she was like, hey, baby, how you doing? And my smile turned into tears. I just started boo-hoo crying. I was like, I'm paralyzed. I can't eat. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm just boo-hoo crying, y'all. And of course, she got me together real quick. She was stressing, stop all that crying. What you crying for? So I was like, I'm paralyzed. Like, what I'm supposed to do? So she was like, well, do you want to walk again? And I was like, yes, of course I want to walk again. And she was like, well, you walk again. And I was like, but I'm paralyzed. And she was like, after what you just survived, how could you believe that anything was impossible? And so I was like, but the doctor said that I'm paralyzed. And she said, baby, that's a doctor. That ain't God. So she was able to calm me down, y'all. And we talked for about 15, 20 minutes. And, you know, she explained to me that she had been coming by checking on me before, after her shift. She had her church praying for me. And that she was just so happy that I had survived. So she ended up leaving. And a couple hours later, the police came to see me. So when the police came, it was 2 detectives and a uniformed officer. So they asking me, like, you know, all the questions. Do I know who shot me? What happened? Do I know why they shot me? And, you know, I'm trying to figure out in my mind, like, what all I want to tell these people, because I don't want to incriminate myself. I don't want to go to jail. And I also am thinking about when I get out of this bed and when I get out this chair and when I can walk again, what I'm going to do. But in my mind, I got to think about all the pain that I done caused myself, all the pain that I done caused my family, like where I'm at in life right now because of the choices that I done made over the last couple of months. And I said, fuck it. And I told them everything, y'all. Like, I didn't leave nothing out. You feel me? So when it come time for me to identify the shooter, they pull out some pictures. So they asked me, do I see the person that shot me? And I see the enforcer right now. So I point him out. Yeah, that guy right now. That's who shot me. So that's when they proceed to tell me that the enforcer had got arrested earlier that afternoon. So after my sister had took these scribblings down to the police department and they began their investigation on the enforcer, they started to piece the puzzle together. And one of the ways they began to piece the puzzle together is they checked all of our phone records and they checked where our phones were pinging. And at the time of my shooting, my phone, the enforcer's phone, and my best friend's phone all pinged off the same tower that was there at that house. They also checked the phone records and they saw calls from my best friend to the enforcer, my best friend to me, my best friend to an unknown number, and from the enforcer to the unknown number. So they had these phone records that were kind of painting a picture of who was calling who right before I was shot, right after I shot, and where everybody was when those phone calls were being made. And the way they ended up arresting the enforcer is that my best friend was in jail. The enforcer had made a visitation for my best friend. So when he got to the visitation to see him, they arrested him at visitation. So they also explained to me that they felt like some more people were involved because of the unknown number that they had on the phone records. So they were going to leave this uniformed police officer there with me just in case anything happened. They also placed a uniformed police officer at my family's home and at my family's restaurant just in case, until they had everybody in custody that was involved with the shooting. So later on that night, my sister came to see me. So I asked her, can I use her phone? Because I want to call my ex. Because I want to know, like, why he ain't been able to see me. Like, you know, I want to talk to him. Like, this my nigga at the time. So she tell me that no, I can't use her phone to call him. She banned him from the hospital. That's why he ain't been up there. So now I'm confused, like, why would you ban my nigga from the hospital? Like, what's going on? So that's when she tell me that since I've been shot, my ex has been in the club, hanging out, partying, like I wasn't in here fighting for my life. She also tells me that after I got shot, he came to my family and told them that they needed to give him my money and all my work because I would want him to have it. But my little sister ain't no fool. She ain't going for that. And after I had got shot, she had already went to my house and cleared out everything that night when she left the police department. And tune in again. Part 9 dropping soon.
Well, I guess we gotta wait for part... No, I'm just playing. Y'all, let's give glory to that doctor. That doctor wasn't playing. For her to be here talking and telling us her story, that doctor was on a mission. But it was really God. God deserves all the praise. He don't play. Like, at all. Not about his people. God don't play. Like, Lord, this story is crazy how it all happened. But this be people real lives. And people be just thinking it's like a Lifetime movie. No. This stuff happens for real, for real. That sister definitely don't play about her. Cause who? What? Oh, okay, I got you. And then she went to the house and got all that shit out of there before, like, police and stuff start searching this shit. That's what I'm talking about. That sister don't play. That cousin didn't play getting her to the hospital. Her family don't play. Let's go to the next one.
Part 9 of when my best friend set me up to be unalived, and I was shot 5 times while 18 weeks pregnant. So a couple days go by, and the police come back and pay me a visit again. They want to talk to me about the unknown number that's on the call log. So they have pretty much established that the unknown number belongs to the big homie. Y'all remember he was sitting in the front seat the day that they put me in the host seat, and my homeboy was in the car. But when they go and talk to my best friend and the enforcer, neither one of them will tell them that that is who the number belongs to. And when they did the research with the number was nowhere near the trailer at the time of my shooting. So because all of this, they cannot connect him to my shooting and they cannot make an arrest. So he just roaming around free, y'all. So they just want to make me aware that they're doing everything that they can to connect this other person to my shooting. But until they get some more evidence, they won't be able to make an arrest. So after talking with the detectives over the next couple of days, I end up having an ultrasound. And that's when I find out that I'm having a girl. So when one of my homegirls come to see me, I ask her, can I use her phone? So I reach out to my ex because I done told him that this is his baby. So I reach out to him to tell him that I'm having a girl. But we end up getting into a big argument, y'all, about all the things that he had been doing while I was in the hospital. So when my little sister and my parents find out that I done reached out to my ex and we done got into such a big argument, they stop everybody from coming to see me. Because at this point, they don't trust anybody. So the doctors end up coming to me and they're like, hey, we have a new drug that's on the market, gabapentin, and we would like to give you this drug because we feel like it would help you with the paralysis in your legs. So I'm like, hell yeah, give me anything. I don't care what it is. Give me anything as long as I can walk again, y'all. So I start on the medication, and after maybe like a week or so, I start getting the feeling back in my right leg. It don't feel as sleep anymore. But my left leg is still dead, y'all. I can't really feel anything. So around Thanksgiving time, the hospital that I was in originally felt like I was well enough to go home.
She is so blessed. She is so blessed.
So I end up going home maybe about 3 days after Thanksgiving. And I wasn't home 24 hours, y'all, before I ended up collapsing and I had to be rushed back. But I end up at Tampa General Hospital in Tampa now. So now I'm back in the hospital. And I ended up being in the hospital for 4 months, from October to February. And while I was in the hospital, because I was on so many different medications, I ended up getting C. diff. And with C. diff, it affects your bowels. You can't really use the bathroom. I felt like I was constipated all the time and I couldn't get nothing out. So one day, they end up giving me a laxative. So a little while after they gave me this laxative, I started getting real bad cramps and pain in my stomach. So I keep calling the nurse, telling the nurse, hey, I think I'm in labor. And she keep telling me, you not in labor, that's just the laxative working, you got a lot of buildup, and when it passed through you, it's gonna hurt. So I'm laying there and I'm in pain for hours. Like I'm going through it, y'all. I can't get up out this bed and I'm in so much pain. So later on that night, my sister come to see me and I'm telling her like, hey, I feel like I'm in labor. I done called the nurse in here 3, 4, 5 times and she not listening to me. And when I told my sister that, y'all, she showed her natural ass. When I tell you she cussed that nurse out so good, baby, she cussed her and called her everything but the child of God. So that made them bring a labor and delivery nurse in, and they checked me, and y'all, I had been in labor for hours. I was already dilated. So now they go to panicking. They go to calling labor delivery, getting doctors on the line. Somebody got to come down here and get me and check me because I am about 4 months early from giving birth. And when they get me in the back and they check me, the umbilical cord is wrapped around my daughter's throat and she's not getting any oxygen. So now they have to rush me into emergency surgery. And because I had been cut up and down for my injuries, I could not have a traditional C-section. I had to be cut straight up and down in order for them to get the baby out of me. So they end up doing the surgery and taking my baby out. But when they went in to do the surgery and take her out, they saw that more of my large intestine was damaged. So they had to remove more of my large intestine. I had to have a surgery. So I ended up in recovery after I had my baby, and I could not see her. So it was maybe about a week or so before I got to see my baby. So they put me in the wheelchair and they rolled me down to see her. And when they rolled me in the room, y'all, I'm overcome with so much emotion because my baby was so small, like she could fit in the palm of my hand. So while I'm looking at her, you know, I'm checking her out. I'm like, okay, she got 10 toes. And when I get to her hands, my baby got 12 fingers, y'all. She got an extra digit on each hand. And when I seen the extra digit, y'all, I knew who baby that was because my son was born with 12 fingers and my baby daddy was born with 12 fingers. So y'all, the baby ended up being my baby daddy's baby. So after I had my baby, they were able to start me on certain medications that I could not take while I was pregnant. And because I was taking these medications, I could not breastfeed my baby. And we are a breastfeeding family. But y'all, my little sister saved the day again. While I was in the hospital and all this was going on, my little sister was pregnant too, y'all. and she had just had her baby. So she started pumping extra milk and she breastfed my baby. So now maybe about 2 weeks go by, and my sister, she pumping every day, sending her milk to the hospital. I'm rolling down there every day seeing my baby. My mama and daddy coming to the hospital every day to see me. And on February 17th, y'all, they finally released me from the hospital. So I was in the hospital from October 30th to February 17th. My baby ended up having to stay in the NICU for about 3 months after I had her. So when I first get home, y'all, I'm so happy. Like, things, you know, they finally making a turn for the better. My baby's doing good. I'm doing good. But all that was short-lived, y'all. Maybe a week or so after I get home from the hospital, my family sit me down and they explained to me that while I was in the hospital, my mother has found out that she has cancer. So over the course of the next year, my daughter has been released from the hospital and my mama fighting her cancer. So I'm rehabbing like crazy, y'all. I gotta get out of this chair. So now I'm up and I'm walking and I'm moving around. And my mama, she's so weak and fragile from fighting this cancer that she can't work. So our family business is struggling. So in my mind, the only thing I know to do is get back outside with the movers and the shakers, y'all. Because I got to provide. So I go to one of my homeboys and I let him know, hey, I got to get back on. Tie me up. So he give me what I need and I'm back outside with it, y'all. But word get around that I'm back outside. And if y'all remember, they never made an arrest on Big Homie. So now he outside and I'm outside. So stay tuned for part 10.
Oh my God, she cannot catch a break. Y'all, when I told you this tea was hot, this tea was hot. And guess what? Y'all gotta come back for part 3. My part 3 of hers. So it'll be 10 and beyond. But y'all, when I say that this story got everybody on the edge, y'all, on the edge. She can tell a good story. She can. She couldn't catch a break. And baby, now she back outside in a forcer. Now no. Oh, yeah. We're going to be waiting. We're going to be waiting. You guys, drop down in the comment section what you think about her story so far. Don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe because I know you like the tea because you clicked on this video and you watched to the end. So subscribe to the channel and join the family. We would love to have you over here. And if you are returning, girl, that tea be hot, don't it? Yep, and that's why you subscribe, I know. But make sure you like, comment, and share this video. I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.